Okay, guys, so it's being recorded from now on and it's going to be on YouTube. So welcome everyone. This webinar has been organized for the members of the weekly fasting group, which is a very big online group operating on WhatsApp. And the aim of this particular group is to cultivate the habit of fasting once a week for at least 24 hours. And we have wide variety of people coming from different dietary backgrounds, coming from different countries, from different spiritual traditions. So, but the common denominator is that we fast as a group for 24 hours every week. So, and throughout the week we discuss, there is this chat open to everyone. We discuss different subjects related to healing, to spirituality and other interesting things. And we also try to organize those webinars every Friday or almost every Friday with interesting speakers who would share their wisdom, you know, their truth, their tips related to fasting, cleansing, spirituality, lifestyle, diet, and other things related to self-development. So, so if those ideas appeal to you and you're watching this video later on, you will find my phone number, actually my WhatsApp number below the video. My name is Arik, and you can send me a WhatsApp message requesting to join the group. And of course, it's free and you are welcome to join. I'll happily add you. So today we have Annabella coming to us from...
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you, Annabella. Nice to meet you too. She's coming to us from Thailand, and you're originally from Czech Republic, right?
No, Italy.
From Italy, right. You're originally from Italy.
Yes.
Yeah, and we also have Alba from the United States, who is going to host Annabella. So Alba, over to you.
Thank you so much, Arik. Annabella, ciao amore. So glad that you're here with us today. So happy to have, I hope you all had a chance to read her bio, as she is a psychotherapist specializing in trauma, treating it with EMDR therapy, and a health coach. And she's on her third long-term juice fast, 249 or day 250 today?
249.
Day 249 today. This is her longest one today. She has a very special origin story, as well as she's a special light in the world, not only working on healing her own self, and she's going to talk to us today about how juice cleansing and colon cleansing has healed her body, and just the different modalities that she specializes in. She also helps people transitioning in their diet, going from maybe a cooked diet with whether it's vegan or non-vegan into the raw vegan lifestyle or fruitarian lifestyle, whichever calls to you. But she has a special niche in believing that it can be a transition. Some people do it overnight, but most it takes time. And so we're just happy to have you here, my friend. And I'll turn it over to you. Why don't you tell us your story a little bit, you know, like what got you into this lifestyle, and then this being your third juice cleanse, like just what you've learned, what works for you, what didn't, what's your inspiration, and what's your motivation to keep going?
Yes. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's such an honor for me to be here. Thank you so much. And sharing my experience and to try to inspire other people, because literally juice cleanse and colon gravity colon literally saved my life. I'm a new person. I have a new body, literally, and I just want to help other people to do the same, you know, because our life is so precious. So we deserve the best. We deserve to be the best version of ourselves. So basically my story, I started almost 3 years ago, because I was like sick. I am in 2 months, in March, I will be 40. And I mean, I was sick for 20 years, so half of my life, since I mean, I was sick since when I was 37. That was the age when I started. And yeah, I was always sick when I was child, like literally headache, sinus, cold. I was always in trouble with the illness. And when I was adolescent, start my huge acne problem that was very, very invalidate for me, psychologically and physically, for the pain. Psychological for because I was feeling very ashamed about that, because I had this huge acne, like a very, you know, very with the cyst, not normal acne. And so I was feeling very ashamed compared to my friends, you know, around me. And also was like, this was caused me also mentally instability, you know, anxiety and this kind of things. Plus I was like always suffering from my period. I couldn't plan anything during a month because of the pain that I know that would happen when during my period. And yeah, then I had also sinus problem, very huge headache, chronic headache, I would say. And when I was when I was like 18 years old, of course I was like desperate, asking for help everywhere. And unfortunately, I started to take antibiotics and pills for try to release my huge acne problem. And this is actually make my health worse, because I took for 10 years, and after 5 years of this kind of medicine, my acne problem was not like released completely, you know, but I became addicted mentally about this poison, I would say now, because I was like just to try to find a little release from this pain also on my face. I became addicted on that, you know. And when I was 26, I started also my huge leg problem. I had this kind of swollen leg, so I wasn't be able to stay. I was like just 25 years old, so like a baby, you know, almost. And I wasn't be able to stand up for 30 minutes without feel pain on my leg, without see my leg became swollen and swollen. So it was like also another reason to be ashamed, to feel ashamed, you know. So I had such a hard time for all of my life, and nobody was like tell me the reason, you know, for that. Everyone was like just tell me, hey, your mother was suffering about the same, you need just it's genetic, you cannot do anything, you need just to keep going like that with the pharmaceutical, with the pills, there is nothing to do for you. And but me, inside me, I didn't want to give up, you know. I was like I don't want to feel sick all of my life. There must be another way, a reason for that. I want to find the truth. I don't want to accept this. Then when I was like 30 years old, when I was 26 years old, my mother got a breast cancer. And she died 4 years later, unfortunately. Basically, she died because of the chemotherapy and all we know already. I don't need to share about that. But this was like wake me up, because I was like, the doctor found on me also a cyst in the same breast of my mother. And this is for me was like a huge sign. Was like, no, I don't want to die for the breast cancer myself, because my mother was like suffering from the same problem of me, acne, legs, headache, pain during the period, same story like me, same. And me, I was like, no, I don't want to die for that. And then the doctor, when they got the cyst on my breast, they just told me, You need, there is nothing to do because as you see, it's genetic. You see your mother, she died. It was very cold and very like, there is nothing to do for you. You need just to keep going, to come to the hospital every 6 months to check your cyst, because of course can happen to you as well. And yeah, it was like inside me, okay, I don't want to belong to this system anymore. I don't want to give my energy and my hope to them, because there must be another way. I don't want to stay. I was like just 30 years old, and I was like, I don't want to spend the rest of my life going every 6 months in the hospital to check and to hope that I don't have a cancer. I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't want to. I deserve better. So I was like, I started to research. I read the book China Study first, and this has opened my mind a lot. So I stopped to eat meat immediately. And I started to see the difference on my skin a little bit better, but I was feeling that was not enough. Then I study, I did the research and I did the research. Then when I was like in Thailand, I was like feeling okay, but not like 100%. Plus the humidity was like getting my leg problem worse, you know, because of the humidity. So I did a treatment that was like getting all my situation worse, actually, because it was like a kind of Ayurveda treatment with the ghee, panchakarma treatment that I had to take 21 spoon in the morning of ghee, and this was like make all my problem burst in the face and in my leg. So I had to stop immediately the treatment. And then my body, was the magic happened. This is the magic happened because my body guide me, you know. I did because it was so full of toxins, so sick, this headache, crazy. My body just told me, okay, stop to eat, don't eat, don't drink for 3 days. So I did myself, this is almost 3 years ago, dry fasting for 3 days without know what I was doing, because I didn't have all the knowledge that I have now about dry fasting. It was just my body guide me. This must be a sign, you know, about the force of the dry fasting, the power of the dry fasting, you know. And doing 3 days of dry fasting just like reset my system completely. And you can imagine, I was just eating cooked food and mostly Indian food for 1 year before that. No vegetable, no raw, nothing. And after just 3 days of dry fasting, I woke up the first day and my body was just asking me papaya. After 1 year that I wasn't even touched papaya, no fruits at all, nothing, only Indian food, because I was following the whole protocol. And so I woke up, I went I remember the feeling, it was amazing. I went to eat this papaya and was like so refreshing, life-changing. And since that day, I became raw vegan straight away, raw vegan. For 2 months, I stayed just raw vegan with nuts and seeds. And then after 3 months, and of course, I totally healed my skin. After 20 years of my life trying to release acne from my skin, only after 1 month being raw, 100% raw vegan, my skin was totally fine. No acne at all anymore. It was amazing. And so easy and so natural, actually, no? After 20 years of sufferance, it is insane. Anyway, that's why I'm here also, because I want to like help other people. That I don't want other people have the same sufferings that I had, you know. And so then I was just follow my body. So I started to read about Dr. Morse, about John Rose, about Dr. Sebi, about dry fasting, about detox. So I knowledge myself. And then after 2 months, my body was just asking me, drink juice. So I got a coach myself at the beginning, because I think also is very important when you are at the beginning to let someone help you. That's why then I became now a coach for other people. But before, I was also receiving a coach, you know. And then I did my first juice fasting. I did 53 days mono juice on parsley and orange. That was like life-changing. I lost 14 kilos of garbage from my body, from my system. And everybody, I became very skinny. I destroyed completely my body. But this is the only way if you want to release and if you want to heal completely the body. You need to go through this phase. And you need to go through the comment of people that will just sometimes criticize you, you know. I was feeling like, I was looking like a kind of anorexia, but I wasn't anorexia mentally, you know. I was just like healing myself, and to heal myself. Of course, my body before was like built from food, not designed for us. So that's why during a fasting, you must go through this phase, you know, even if it's difficult sometimes to hold the comments of people and to see yourself in the mirror like that, you know, because I was super skinny, crazy skinny. But I am at this level now because I went through that, you know. And plus, after 53 days, I was just refeeding myself in 6 months. And this is also, I want to underline that it's not true when people say like you cannot gain weight, gain the weight back only on fruits. This is not true. I gained all my weight back in just 6 months, only fruits, no salt, no oil, nothing, no nuts, no seeds, only fruits and veggie fruits. This was my food. I never cheat, I never eat cooked food after. And then I did again, I jumped in another long fasting. I did 108 days on juice again, because I was like inspired from John Ross about 90 days, that 90 days, the answer and this kind of thing. So I was like challenging myself. I wanted to challenge, I wanted to try. And so I did the 100 days on juice. And I discovered during my first fasting, and I discovered on day 20, actually, during my first fasting, the power and the magic of gravity colonic session. So the secret to keep, the first secret to keep a long juice fasting is to clean the colon with gravity colonic session, the first choice for me. And I set up the unit in my home so I can do by myself. I did a training, and I can provide also the unit for people that they want to set up the gravity colonic in their toilet to save money. Also, I can provide also this help for people. And I mean, for me, it was like a life-changing, literally life-changing. I released so much. And this is also can help with the symptoms, the toxic symptoms, with the healing crisis, and with the actually with the craving as well. Because all the time when you have a craving, it means that your intestine is full of toxin that the body cannot release. Because if you think, we did a lot of unnatural things in our life, in our daily life. So we need to support the body, especially the colon, to release all the toxin. This is natural. And I did more, and this is another thing that I want to underline. You cannot become addicted physically about this. If you became addicted, is because you became addicted about psychological, in a psychological way, but not about the tools, about everything. You know, you can become addicted about the talks also. You can become addicted about the person. You can become addicted about about a job, about everything. But this is something related with your personality, not with the special tools, you know. This is also I want to underline, because sometimes gravity colonic or enema are demonized, but they are essential from my experience. I don't keep personally anyone on coach if they refuse to clean the colon, because it's literally, you can, for my experience, you can literally kill yourself if you don't keep clean the colon during a juice fasting. This is my experience. So basically I did 100 days on juice. Then I was like, the power is that if you literally commit and you are determined and you go ahead, you see the result. Because I lost 75, I lost halfway, alpha kilos, like 7.5 kilos compared to before my first fasting. So I lost less kilos, less weight, and I did a double day on juice. And this time, and then I gained back the weight in 3 months, so not in 6 months. So in a shorter period of time, because I was doing also gravity colonic every single day. I did more than 350 gravity colonic sessions. And if someone is telling you you're gonna get constipated, is not also true. It's not true, because I just go much better to the toilet now. Much better. Is insane. And I don't do gravity colonic when I eat fruits. I do just when I do fasting, you know. And when I eat fruits, I go 5, 6, 7 times to the toilet without any problem. And I have this light feeling on my colon. It's just a blast. So then I jump in this long juice fasting. And of course I have my goal. Now I am on my day 249. And I can literally tell you that I was just sharing with some friends 5 days ago. I got this feeling that I can literally be liquidarian for the rest of my life. I totally cut the addiction from the food. So I don't think about food anymore. Like, and this was also my goal, you know. I wanted to do this standard of juice cleanse also to cut the addiction, you know, about the food. I just want to be free. I want just to be free. If I want time, I want just to do dry fasting a day. Another day, I want to do water fasting. Another day, I want to eat just fruits. You know, I want to just be able to choose. And I reached this point because actually at my level now, I just want to drink orange juice at the moment. So this is my addiction, honestly talking. And I release completely. I heal completely my body. I just need to work a little bit more about my head. And I have still something stuck on my head. But I mean, I'm feeling amazing. I have so much energy. My brain is working like never worked before. Not joke. If I have one problem, I find the solution so quickly. So quickly. It's like to have a special power. I don't know. Then you are happy without any reason. So I wake up in the morning. I'm feeling so happy with myself, with my life. And I mean, I didn't change anything. I just changed the fruit, the juice. I mean, I just changed my food. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's such an amazing experience. Like a blast. I don't know. Maybe maybe some people now they want to ask me something, you know, because yeah.
Okay. Well, I do have some questions for you. Thank you so much for that wonderful story of your journey and the tip about the colon cleansing. So I've got 6 questions. The first one is, how can we gain weight on juice fasting? Is it possible or not? So it sounds like this person might be concerned about being too thin.
Okay, so now, for example, more you go ahead and more clean you are, and more, of course, you absorb the nutrients, the nutrients from in through your colon, you know. So in this juice fasting, for example, I in 240 9 days, I lost just 4 kilos. So nothing compared to, and I did all this juice cleanse. So is this possible? Actually, I thinking I'm reaching this phase because yesterday I was like, I weighed myself and I got 500 grams more. So I think I'm reaching this phase, but it's totally possible because I think now I'm not releasing at all now. I mean, I'm releasing, I'm going to the toilet like a normal stool, normal shape stool, not like liquid, normal. I stopped to release like toxin or like mucus. I release just mucus when I do cassia fistula protocol. That is a special herb, special fruits to clean the small intestine. But otherwise, I'm not releasing at all. So I think I'm reaching this point where if I wanted to go longer, I will rebuild with the juice. But of course, it's possible. Of course, when your intestine, when your colon is clean, you can rebuild with fruits. You don't need too much food to rebuild yourself. You know, of course you can.
Okay, thank you. Second question. I pee a lot when I'm juice fasting, and I spend a lot of time in the bathroom, constantly feeling like I have to pee more. Any suggestions to avoid that because the person wants to do a long-term juice fast?
So she's going a lot to the toilet to do pee.
Yes.
I mean, this is amazing. I mean, we want to do that actually. We don't want to avoid going to the toilet, poop or pee. So this is, we want to do this actually. So the only thing that she needs to check is that if she's filtering, because it's different going to the toilet to do pee and not filtering at all, and going to the toilet to do pee and filtering. So I don't know if she knows how to check the filtration. So basically I just share, so maybe
I was just going to say, why don't you just share what you mean by filtration?
Filtration, it means that you need to see when you pee in the morning, you need to pee in the morning in a jar, and you need to check if you feel if you see floating stuff floating around when you pee, and this is, it means also white sediment on the bottom of the jar. This means that your kidney are filtering, and so this is you need to first to pee, then see if you feel this stuff floating around in the pee in the jar. Then you need to leave the jar with the pee for 8 hours and go to check again if you see the white sediment on the bottom. If you see the white sediment, it means that your kidney are filtering. And this is essential and crucial in a juice fasting to take care about your filtration, because otherwise, thanks to the juice and the fruits, you release a lot of toxin, but the toxin stay in your lymphatic system, and you're not releasing the toxin. So the toxin will be accumulate in you just play ping pong, you know. So basically you release a toxin, for example, from the brain, but if your kidney are not functionally properly, the toxin just will go in another part of the body, you know. So that's why it's essential to check the filtration. If you are not filtering, of course, dry fasting can help tremendously on that. Plus parsley, shot of parsley. Parsley is amazing for the kidney, you know. Licorice also, taking licorice, tincture. Parsley is better to take like a shot with lime and parsley is amazing for the kidney. And castor oil also hot pack, castor oil hot pack to apply or to put on the kidney, you know, and to put on the kidney before going to bed. So there are some tips that you can use to help the kidney. And I mean, the fact that we can have problem with filtration is very common, because mostly of people, they came from omnivore diet, and the protein are very are very bad for the kidney, you know. So high protein diet is very bad for the kidney. So that's why it's very common this, but we can take care about this actually. So with a lot of tips, so it's we can do actually, but first we need to check, because I don't advise people to do a long juice cleanse without checking this as well, without clean the colon and without check the filtration. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm going to skip a little bit because you said colon. Someone said, could you please share more tips about deep colon cleansing? I heard you say gravity enemas. I think I know that's something that you do, gravity cleansing. But if there are any other tips that you want to share about cleaning the colon before one would go into a long-term juice fast, that would be good, or wild juice fasting.
Yeah, so basically we can have different tools to clean the colon. So we can use herbs. We can use, for example, senna, for example, cassia fistula, that is a fruit. And we can use, I always recommend to use both, especially at the beginning, okay? Herbs and the tools. So the tools that we have, the number one tools is a gravity colonic, that is different from hydrocolon therapy. In gravity colonic, basically the water go inside and outside you at the same time. And this is also a massage for the colon, you know, improve the muscle of the colon, because mostly of people, myself included, we have a kind of weakness in the colon because of what we was eating and the lifestyle and the protein, and the same story for the kidney, you know. So that's why set up a gravity colonic unit in your toilet can also help the colon to improve the muscle. That's why now I'm going better to the toilet and more often, you know, because my muscle are more like, it seems like putting the colon in a gym, you know. So you are like training the colon, you know, because the colon is made from a muscle. So you just training with the movement of the water, the softness, the movement of the water. You just training the muscle of your colon. That's why it's number one tools. And the second tools that you can use is enema. Enema is a great. So, okay, you can use enema if you don't have a gravity colonic. But the problem is that, especially at the beginning, we are full of gas, you know, because when we drink juice, or I remember myself during the first juice fasting, I was like feeling like a pregnant from the gas. It was horrible. That's why for me, I was starting with enema, but it was not enough. It was not enough because of the gas. I was feeling bloated all the time. It was horrible. And with gravity colonic unit, we can work on the gas, because we have a special technique that, of course, when I provide the unit to my clients, I provide also, the unit costs between $315 and $325. It depends about the currency at the moment, you know. And I pay my unit $700. So I change the dealer, and I got this dealer that is literally the best dealer, and she can provide for a very cheap price these tools that is is an investment for yourself, and you can set up in the toilet, and done, finish. And I mean, I paid myself $200 for the training, how to use it, how to learn how to release the gas, because this is important. This is make the difference, literally. Because if you have gas in the body, in the digestive tract, in your stomach, in your colon, of course you cannot release with the enema, you know, because the gas is like cannot. The gas create like a kind of wall, you know, so you cannot release. But that's why I always advise, if you have money, just set up the unit, and it's very easy, no problem, and done. And with gravity colonic, I couldn't be able to be like fully fruitarian and liquidarian at the mind level without all the gravity colonic session that I did, honestly talking. And yeah, this is essential, the tools that we can use to clean the colon. At the beginning, you must combine herbs and enema or gravity colonic. Yeah, so this is what I advise. I one more time, I want to share with people that I can provide the unit, and for the training I can provide also the training. I can teach the people, and I don't take $200 like I paid. I do just for donation, so donation based, so everyone can afford this, because for the tools I cannot because it's like just the cost, you know. But for the training, I just training people for donation. So this is what, because I really want to promote these amazing tools that save my life and can save people's life, because I see all the time, I am in multiple detox group, as you can imagine, and I heard from my clients also, and from people's story, people are in detox mood since 10 years, 15 years, just in like they get stuck in detox, you know. And then always I ask, but are you cleaning your colon? And majority of time, no. And this is the reason, you know. Otherwise, I couldn't be myself at this level. And I was starting 3 years ago, I was omnivores because I was still keeping eating eggs. So it's not possible, you know. That's why I'm here to share, because I just few people, they did what I did, you know. And that's why I want to share more, because I want to give the opportunity to people to heal, because we can heal. I am the life proof that we can heal, and we can rebuild the body only with fruits. So you need just to have the knowledge, and you need to know how to do it, you know, because detox is an art. I say always like that. Detox is an art for me.
I believe it. Thank you. That was a lot of wonderful information. I have another question for you that's going to tie into what you just said, because you talked about eating fruits. How about a surge of blood sugar while eating just fruits, do you think, or juice or fruit juices? What would you say to that?
So, first of all, the sugar that we need to be worried about, talking in general, is the sugar coming from carbohydrates, you know, like pizza, pasta, bread, this kind of sugar that is complex sugar. The sugar that are in the fruits is our sugar. Basically, the brain is function on sugar. So sugar is the gasoline of the brain. That's why my brain now is so fast, is so literally sharp, you know. I never have this sharpness before. Literally never. I can anticipate people answer, no joke. Sometimes for me, talking with people is boring, I'm telling you, because they are too slow for me. No joke. And I want to say another thing that is also important. If you are, you need always to check before start juice fasting, you do an iridology reading. With my clients, I started this collaboration with these two amazing iridology friends. They do iridology reading for a very affordable price. And it's important to check before starting juice fasting if you have a pancreatic weakness, because can have an impact on your sugar level. In which way? If you have a pancreatic weakness, it means that the body is not be able to control the level of the sugar in the blood. So that's why candida, that's why you can have an overgrowth of candida, because in this situation, and that's why you can have diabetes and all these kind of things. But the point, and that's why people sometimes they get confused. They say, oh, I eat sugar, I eat fruits, and my sugar level became like high. Okay, but did you check your pancreatic weakness? Did you check your pancreas, the health of your pancreas? Did you check this? Because not many people know the relation between sugar level and in the blood, high sugar level in the blood, and pancreatic weakness. So when you have pancreatic weakness, you cannot blame the sugar in the fruits, because sugar is sugar. So if you have pancreatic weakness, you could have high level, a problem eating fruits or drinking juice, drinking juice, fruit juice. And this can cause to you high level of sugar in the blood, but it's just temporary and it's just related with the pancreatic weakness. So in this case, what you must do, you need to start with green juice while you are fixing the weakness in your pancreas. So that's why there is a lot of confusion on that. So I want to make clear and underline this, because majority of people, then they blame the fasting. Then they blame the fruits. I was just eating fruits and my sugar became like a crazy. Hey, but if you have a pancreatic weakness, of course, but this is not, you cannot blame the fruits. You need to fix your pancreas.
Got it.
It's clear. So
Yes,
this is an essential to check before putting a client in a juice fasting. I always check the health of the pancreas, because we can do juice fasting, but we need maybe start with the green, introduce the green juice, start with the green, fix the pancreas with the herbs, and then switch on fruits.
Okay.
It's just like you need to know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's really a beautiful recommendation to get an iridology reading, see what's going on with the body, because then you could even tailor your juices to that. Like you said, if you've got the weakness in the pancreas, then you'll know that you need to maybe be green juice heavy, right? And then if not, you might also look up like which fruits or veggies like support the organs that need support. Thank you for that. I've never had somebody break it down like that before. What about someone said, I have to cook a lot for my family every day. So how not to get tempted with the aromas and food in front of me? And whoever asked this question, thank you so much, because not just about those that have to cook, but also like if you live with other people that are eating, that may not be your case, but you said something beautiful about having a strong, well, maybe you didn't use the word strong, but maybe you did earlier, I think, a little bit before we started, about a strong mindset. So could you talk about that, like 2 different ways or tips that you have for the mind and staying the course?
So basically, first of all, if you are cooking for other people, you need to check what you are craving for, because I give you an example. If you are preparing food for your dog, you are not craving dog food, right? Okay. So if you are preparing food for other people, if you are craving cooked food, this is gonna have a special meaning for you. So this can tell you something about what you need to work on during the juice cleanse, you know? Because, for example, myself now, I can literally go, also people, they can eat whatever they want in front of me. I don't care, I don't wanna eat. I just wanna drink, you know? But I reached this point because I did a lot of protocol. I did parasite tapeworms protocol. I release tons of tapeworms, and on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel, you can have all the information and you can see all the video about what I released. I released parasites, mucus, candida, tapeworms. I could feel a jar of tapeworms. There is a video that is so disgusting, but so inspiring also for people, because I did 7 times a protocol to release the worms. And before, when people was like, when I was like also going around and smell a barbecue chicken or see people eating sushi, I was feeling temptation, you know. Then I did this protocol. I released these worms, tons of tapeworms, no joke. And I have all the video. Now I just want to throw up if I see. And the tuna tartare was like one of my favorite dish. And now if I think about tuna tartare, I just pray for the death tuna, and I want to just throw up. For me, this is not food anymore. This is just something, this is dead animal. I see dead animal now in the plate, you know. But before it wasn't like that. So if you need to check what you are craving for, and this can help you to understand what you need to work on. If you are craving starch, you need to work to the overgrowth of candida. We remember also that candida, we cannot say we are gonna kill candida, because candida is useful for the body. It's just help to check the sugar level, no, like we said before. But majority of people, we have overgrowth candida because we was eating like a complex sugar, and this is the cause of the overgrowth candida. Plus we was taking a lot of medicine, so that's why we have overgrowth candida. And that's why maybe when you are cooking for other people, you just feel temptation from complex sugar, like maybe carbohydrate, this kind of pizza, pasta, whatever, you know. To answer properly to the question, I need to understand from our friends which kind of food she's craving for, and which kind of food she's cooking, she's preparing. So that's why I can give a question more accurate. But eventually our friends can also reach me in private if they have more question, or we can do another time, you know, the live. I'm open for that, you know, of course.
Yes, we'll give them all of your details closer to the end, so they'll know how to reach out to you for a session, you know, or all of that.
If they wanna, you know, I'm here. Yes, of course.
Thank you so much for that one. So I'm going to give you 2 questions. Someone says thoughts on herbs, enemas, intermittent fasting during a juice fast. I feel like you talked about it a little bit, herbal protocols, and then you already talked about enemas. So we'll come back to the herbs because I've got another question on herbs. But what about intermittent fasting? Because I did notice that you talked about the 3-day dry fast. I'd never heard your experience about that before. And so that was really wonderful to hear for you, how like 372 hours of dry fasting just catapulted you like straight to raw. And then you talked about your body. So we'll come back to that too, because it seems like you have this really, what's the word I want to use? This beautiful body coherence going, where your body talks to you and you follow its guidance. So I'm presuming or drawing the conclusion based on your entire share that your journey, once you went raw vegan, you saw the difference with your skin. And then after your first juice cleanse, you felt so much better. And then now, like you said, the way your mind is working, you can, you know, anticipate solutions to things so quickly, and you just feel happier and better than you've ever been. So that would be an ultimate outlet. But to go back to her question, can you touch on intermittent fasting? Any thoughts you have about that? Do you recommend that during juicing or not?
So basically, according to my experience, during the juice fasting, I did here and there a few days on dry fasting, not intermediate fasting. So I did 2.5 days, almost 3 days on the dry fasting here and there. This is my maximum. But about intermediate fasting, especially at the beginning, I don't recommend, because I am more like a vision coming from Ivana. I think the same things of she was like sharing about intermediate fasting. So I would say that the body, to start the process that we know related with the dry fasting, it takes 1 day, 24 hours. So the risk is that if you do intermediate fasting too much, you can just, for my experience, stress out too much the body, especially in juice fasting, especially at the beginning. So you need to be a little bit more gentle at the beginning. During the juice fasting, when you start, don't stress out yourself, just drink, because I mean, you can dehydrate your body more, a lot, especially because we are coming from a dehydration problem, a huge dehydration problem, because of the pharma, because of the medicine that we took, because of the meat, because I mean, animal products are very dehydration for the body. So we need just to concentrate, to focus ourselves to give water to the juice water to the body at the beginning. So that's why I don't recommend intermediate fasting.
I'm smiling so big because I knew you were going to say that. My body
you knew.
My body has been telling me for like 2 years or so, dehydrated, but I didn't listen because I'm not used to the body talking to me. And over the last year, it just keeps saying, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Stop trying to do all this stuff. This is drying. This is hydrating. And so I had a feeling you were going to say that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really love the way you emphasized it, and the way it's been talking to me, like you said, is like, there's so much dehydration in the cells and in the intestines, you know, and in the colon. And it's like, how do you expect that old stuff to get out if we don't?
It takes time. It takes time. Look at me. It takes time. So first rule, give water to the body. You know, first rule, water. I'm talking about juice water, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's a kind of step by step, you know. Juice first, then water, and then you are ready for dry fasting. From my experience, you cannot jump from a diet to dry fasting. So transition, you know, slowly, step by step. That's why after this long juice cleanse, of course, I will be always between liquidarian and fruitarianism. I don't want to start to eat completely again. I want to just to stay also in this pranic state, you know, breatharianism. I feeling that this is my path, you know. But I want to concentrate and be focused more on water and dry fasting after this, because I was like, hydrate my body. Now my body is almost ready, and now I can jump in water and dry fasting. You know what I mean? But it's like I did step by step transition also in this, because the risk is that just you causing suffering to the body if you don't do that. From my experience.
That makes sense. Yeah, and we can do damage when we just that
Yeah.
yo-yo effect that you said. I can definitely attest to that. So before we move on to the next question, someone asked back on the question about what you might be craving. They said, if you crave cooked vegetables, starches, and legumes, what just the highlights do you think might be an underlying reason, and what could they do to work on that between now and if they chose to make an appointment with you or not?
Okay. So first of all, craving cooked veggie like steamed veggie and soup is totally fine. You can have it. I mean, absolutely, especially at the beginning. Green steamed veggie and soup can literally help to release and to melt it out the toxin from in the colon, in the intestine. Absolutely, are very good. Actually, I'm not against steamed veggie at all. And it's not gonna damage yourself. It's gonna help, actually, according to Arnold Deret, to release, to prepare the colon to release, because you need to think that in the colon now you can have things that are stuck since when you was a child, so actually it's the opposite. Cooked veggie, like steamed veggie, I'm talking about oil free and salt free, just a steamed veggie with a little bit of lime, this is a perfect, you can use it. Green steamed veggie, green soup, like spinach soup, amazing, you can have it. If you're craving starch, it means that you need to work more on candida related problems, because if you're craving starch, it's just it means that you have an overgrowth of candida in your body. So in that situation, maybe you can just add, you need to check your pancreas situation, and until then you start with more green juice, easy. So you keep like more green, then you check, and then you can integrate eventually, and then you can use herbs for to control candida, like oregano oil, for example, is very good for candida overgrowth. There are different kind of things that you can do. Actually, there are so many different protocols for candida, and I don't recommend. Another things that I do during my coach is a personal program. I don't do standard program. Yeah. Never,
because
ever.
There's no standard body.
There is no
Everyone's body
sense.
is different. Everyone's past is different. Absolutely.
Exactly. So you got me, you see? Exactly. I don't like this kind of 3 months package standard and everybody do the same. No, I do the things that you need. I check you, I take care about you. So you are unique, you are unique.
That's
so
right.
That's why I answered. My answer now is just generic, but then I need to check with the person, to answer more specific, because maybe that person cannot drink, I don't know, cannot have oregano oil for some reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is
can't do fruit juices, right?
Exactly.
I have a friend, she can't do fruit juices right now. She's too toxic. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, you understand. Yes, thank you.
Easy question. I got an easy one here for you this time. What to expect for like a 2 or 3 month long fast in terms of like changes or reactions? And I know that, again, this would be a generic answer because we're all different, because some people have never had antibiotics, thank goodness, and hopefully vaccines. And so what they might experience as far as detox symptoms, as opposed to, I'll just be candid, I'll use myself as somebody who's been on antibiotics and stuff since she was a child, probably
like myself, for example.
Yeah, right. Probably, but more than actually half my life. I think I've been on them up until, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago. I was like, that's enough of those. They don't work, kind of thing. But I don't know their story, but they just were wondering, like, what kind of changes can they expect and what kind of reactions? And you shared some of yours. Your acne went away, you felt better, you're more mentally clear. Sometimes I think in this lifestyle, you hear a lot of horror stories, you know what I mean? And so a balance of probably both, and I know that your perception of them, or your I don't want to say your perception, I feel that your view of them is going to be a little bit different, right? Like somebody that tells you about maybe a really difficult time, sometimes people don't understand that because the body is self-cleansing, self-healing, and self-maintaining,
Yeah.
what we perceive as, and I can use my body as an example, what we perceive as pain or difficulty. Let me be a little bit more clear. So prior to last year, where I am on my path, whenever I've juiced or water fasted, I thought something was wrong when I felt intense pain, or I got headaches, or I started coughing, or phlegm would come up. And then last year, my body told me, I'm not hungry, I just want water, just sip on water. And I went through some pretty painful stuff, but it was joint pain. But whenever time I touched my body and said, do you need me to go to the emergency room? It let me know that it was healing. And that's what healing felt like. That changed completely for me. I didn't care about my skin breaking out or any of that stuff anymore. And I tend to shed skin a lot when I'm cleansing. And so we had another guest last year, and she said they're healing events. So I'm going to ask you to talk about the healing events and the benefits of doing a 60 to 90 day juice cleanse, if you will.
So one more time, this is a general question. So for me, 90 days, it was the answer actually, because I felt this kind of switch, like habit create, you know? So because if you think to create an habit, actually it's gonna take 3 months. If you want to learn something, if you want to create a habit, it takes 3 months. So that's why 90 days, I'm agree with John Rose, can be one of the way to start to create an habit. And this was the reason why I decided to do 90 days one time, and 90 days second time, 90 days 3 times, because now it's like if you think 108 days, and now I did 2 more times on 90 days during this juice fasting, and I wanna do also another time 90 days. So I wanna fix the habits, you know.
Understood.
So I felt that I could stay in the path more, but, and this is I want to underline, because I was cleaning the colon every single day. So, and I was taking the herbs to support my organs. So I was doing these 3 things. Plus I start with a strong mindset, because I did 4-year EMDR therapy. So this is 4 things: strong mindset, clean the colon, and the other things that I mentioned, herbs. So this is the secret. And then 90 days, but this is the secret. And then other things that I did: parasite and tapeworms protocol. Because if you don't kill these creatures, the tapeworms are very strong, are literally very strong, and they drive you crazy with the craving. And also they make you losing control when you start to eat again. They make you binge eating. They make you binge, you know? They are very powerful. They are very strong. So you need to kill them. You need to do special protocol, because they are gonna survive otherwise. Even if you do 90 days on juice, it's not enough. You need to kill them. Because okay. I mean, I couldn't be able to kill. I did 53 days on juice and they were still alive. So I had to kill them with a special protocol. And also one more time, there is no one protocol that is good for everyone. I need to check your situation first. Fortunately, we can choose between different kind of protocol, you know. So, but we need to check case by case, actually.
Beautiful answer. Can you also speak to, I'll come back to mindset because I'd like for you to go into that a little bit more, but can you also speak to the fact that like, how like you might feel like and how somebody can experience that? Like sometimes, did you have to rest a lot? What happened? Did your skin break out? Did you have headaches? Did you have nausea? I've heard of some people having lots of nausea or throwing up or a lot of pain. And again, we all understand that the answer is generic, but you know, like some people, I don't want to say that. How do I want to say this? Sometimes you may read about people's long-term juicing, how it was so amazing, but you know, you missed the parts where it was like a really hard day. And so that's, if you could go into that, that would be good.
So basically, more you will clean the colon with the tools during the juice cleanse, and less discomfort you will have it. Okay. And for less time. This is the secret. That's why I'm very strict about that. Because when you have symptoms, could be healing crisis, but could be also that your colon is so full of toxin that the body is reabsorb the toxin from the colon, and you are and the toxin are like going around in your system, and that's why you feel sick.
Makes sense.
The secret is literally, I try on myself. That's why sometimes maybe I woke up, I remember with strong headache, I was like, okay, let's go to do a colon cleanse. I did 1 gravity colonic session, headache gone. Not even really gone. Believe me. In just 1 gravity colonic session, and of course I was releasing, I mean, boom. And that's why enema sometimes can help, but it's not so deep.
Gotcha.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So plus, you know what I noticed? I noticed another coincidence that is not coincidence, because I was also like talking about that with, for example, Jenny, another long juice cleanse.
Yeah, she did 250 some days, right?
Yes. Yeah. So basically, I saw that around every 50 days on juice, there is a switch. So something happened in the body, and you have a kind of healing crisis. It was for me always like that. Every 50 days,
happened to her too.
Happens something. But more you go ahead, and more you are clean, and less the healing crisis is gonna stay. You know, at the beginning is longer, because remember, every symptoms that you can experiencing during the juice cleanse, it mean to be. So it means to be. You need to go through this if you want to release completely. You need to accept with love, and you need also to be thankful for your symptoms, even if it's so painful. I was feeling sometimes so sick. Then gravity colonic was helping me, but also the mental state. They accept. You need the positivity. You need to accept, because it's a part of the process. Sometimes you're feeling amazing, and sometimes you need just to accept that you need to go through this. And always the symptoms before releasing completely became worse. That you feel, that you think, you know how many times I was thinking I'm gonna die? I don't know. But I won the fear of death thanks to the juice fasting. No joke. I won the fear of death. And this is when you won this, you can do everything. But I went through my sufferance, you know, personal sufferance, mental sufferance, physical sufferance.
Rumi, is it Rumi? I think
with love.
The cure is in the pain. Rumi says the cure is in the pain. Like that's where the medicine, the nectar is. Thank you for that. And yes, you say that very, very importantly. with love. Love it all, right?
With love.
Many of the masters say love it all. Love the highs,
Say
love the
thank
lows,
you.
love the joy,
You need to
love the
say
pain.
thank you to your symptoms, because it's like healing you through the
Yes.
pain. Through the pain is healing you.
Yes, calling your attention to a place in the body where you need to send love. So when I did that, the water fast, it was about 2 weeks, and luckily I was able to just lay in all the time, pretty much. I started after a point because like sometimes it was just so painful. I couldn't sleep. I didn't know what to do. I would just send love. I just sent love, and I sent like a white light. And I said, thank you very much. And I'm sorry. Is there anything I need to know? Is there anything I need to do for you? You know, I did a Ho'oponopono prayer, and that was really powerful. I never once thought in all the years of all the different things that I've been through to send love to my body when it was communicating with me through pain, or even to talk, or even to ask, right? Like it's this beautiful journey, but I digress. So someone wanted to know how much exercise is recommended during a long-term juice fast.
So I need to admit, just because now my circulation is so functionally amazing that I could literally stay all the day long, lay down on my bed without any problem, because I'm feeling so, my circulation is like, I don't know, functionally like a baby circulation, I think. So I became a little bit lazy with the exercise, I need to admit. I walk 30 minutes during the day, and I swim when I have time, but I should do more, you know? So I recommend always to do exercise during the juice cleanse, especially. But the difference, it was that at the beginning of my juice cleanse, I haven't fixed my legs problem yet. So I must do exercise. So I was like doing Ashtanga, also stress me a little bit out too much, you know, with the exercise during my first juice cleanse. But I had to do, because otherwise I got like the swollen legs, you know. But then I fixed this problem, and so I became gradually a little bit more lazy. So this is also like not so good. So good from one side, but not from the other side. So always a balance also in this. So I promise to myself that I will come back maybe to exercise a little bit more. So yeah, but just because I know that is useful and the body needs that, but don't do crazy things, you know, just also maybe go for a run a little bit, or just walk for 1 hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you know, it's okay. Or just do inversion, for example, that is very good for the body, you know, inversion, yoga, these kind of things is good.
Yeah.
Go to
dancing. Yeah. And I'm going to go back to
dancing.
something that you said, that is a generic answer again. So your best healer is your own body. Your best guru is you. So listen to your body. Ask your body, what does it want today? It might want to walk today. The next day it might want to swim, depending upon where you live, or whatever. But there's no one set right answer that's going to work for 8 billion people. Everybody's backgrounds and makeup is different. So, okay. So we
need to customize the answer, basically.
Yes. Oh, I love that customized answer. So, so you talked a little bit about your gravity colonics and the equipment and stuff. Refresh my memory. Don't you have a YouTube video? Like, because people want to know like what type of water you use, how long a session takes, and do you use it daily?
So I have a special video, if you remember, on my page that show. Then we will put the detail of my Facebook page and my YouTube channel.
You can send it to me and I can share it.
Yeah, exactly. We send to you. Basically, I am more active on Facebook page, but I mean, you can find me both in YouTube and Facebook page, but more active in Facebook page. And in my Facebook page, I have a proper video where I explain how, where I show my unit, my gravity colonic unit, so people, they can see what I'm talking about. And I explain also how to use it, you know. And about the water, I just have a filter under my house. Basically, there is not also a rules on the water. Of course, the water have to be drinking water. So you don't want to put in your colon nothing that you are not gonna put in your mouth. This is the rules.
Beautiful.
This is the rules. Finish.
Beautiful.
So you need to analyze the water, your water, so you can choose the filter that you will need for your water eventually. Or maybe you don't need the filter, you know, it depends about the water that you have already in your house. For myself that I live in Thailand, I should get 2 filters under my house, because in Thailand we don't have a very good quality of water, you know. So I got 2 filters under my house and finish. But you need to check, the first thing that you have to check, also for this, you see, customize water as well, you know? So you need to check your water, the water that you have in your home. And then you can choose a filter or no filter, which kind of filter and whatever. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we'll post the video.
Yeah.
And I'll put all of her links and all of that stuff in the group.
I will send you the link of the video to you.
Yes. Okay. So now I know that we've talked about this just a little bit, but if we could go a little bit further, you talked about the generic answers, but in your experience today working with many clients, what generic herbs do you think that, or herbs that people could add to their juices or their water, do you think would be good for, I'm going to ask you for 3 things: ridding the body of like parasites and worms, the kidney and the colon. Sorry, I don't know why, like I couldn't keep it together. I was trying to keep it together.
Okay, so generic question. By the way, for the kidney, absolutely parsley. Absolutely fresh parsley, as much as you want.
Okay.
Parsley. Fresh, much better. So parsley is like a kind of medicine plant for the kidney, the best one that you can have it. And then usually when I start with my clients, I use always this first 2 weeks, I just give herbs for the kidney, no joke, because we need to make the kidney filtering. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks, but we need to make the body focus on kidney filtration. That's why not too much herbs. I don't give too much herbs at the beginning. I just focus on kidney with the tools like the castor oil pack, like I told you, for example, and the shot of parsley and coriander, for example, parsley, coriander, and lime. Ginger, that is very good for the kidney. Ginger also is very good for the kidney. So if you do a mix of green juice, you put parsley, coriander, lime, and ginger, is like a boost for the kidney. And also turmeric, very good for the kidney. These kind of things, you know. And the berries. The berries are a bless. Any kind of berries and melons that you can have it is a bless. Blueberry, strawberry, everything that ended with berry is a bless for the kidney. So fresh also is the best choice. Parasites and tapeworms, the best choice for me was like having turpentine. Turpentine, some people, they just don't like. There is a controversial topics about turpentine. To be honest, because I mean, someone say you can kill also other things. Okay, in my perspective, the body will regenerate everything. Okay, so maybe you can kill also other things with the turpentine because it's very strong. But first of all, it depends about the turpentine protocol that you are gonna do, because there are different kind of turpentine protocol. The turpentine protocol that I do is not, I'm not gonna drink 1 spoon of turpentine like majority of people they do, and then they feel sick and then they blame turpentine. It's the same things, you know. You don't need to exaggerate. You don't need to overdo. Always when you start a protocol, or when you start to taking some herbs, you need to try first how your body reacts. I don't start to give my clients fully dose, you know, never. I start slowly and then I build from the minimum dose, because you need to understand how the body reacts on that.
Yes.
Even if some herbs that can be very neutral, like maybe berries, maybe for you is too strong. Maybe you need to start from a small shot of berries. You cannot drink 1 bottle of berries, because berries are very powerful. They are gonna make you sick otherwise if you're not clean enough, you know? And then you cannot blame the berries. You need to blame what you have in your body.
Yes,
So
yes.
always when you start something, especially when you are taking herbs, start with a minimum dose. And then you increase gradually, you know? And also for the turpentine is the best thing that you can have it, according to my experience, to release burns. But you cannot have 1 teaspoon of turpentine. Even 1 teaspoon of turpentine is too much. You're gonna kill yourself. You need to start the protocol that I do is like, you can imagine, very, very, very little tropic, very like a little dose, but so powerful still, because I was like killing everything in my body, killing everything. So basically you start 1 day, for 2 days, 2 drop, not 2 spoon, 2 drop is make a difference, you know what I mean? You take in like coconut syrup, because have to be something sticky, because this is help to don't
Not burn your throat.
yeah, and also to make to let the drop reach the gut, you know, directly, because otherwise they got lost in the GI tract. So there is something stick is a help to reach the gut, you know, for this reason.
So could you use date syrup if you don't have coconut syrup?
Yeah, you can use everything that you want, just no sugar, of course, but yeah, dates, syrup, everything that is stick.
Okay.
Then someone is asking about the liver. I will share also about liver maybe later. Because I did also a protocol for liver, of course. But anyway, 2 day, 2 drops, 3 day, 3 drops early in the morning. The first things that you do, 4 day, 4 drop, 5 day, 5 drop. You increase gradually so the body can get used. You're not feel sick like that, you know? And then you can see, I mean, if you increase gradually, you can always go back. Maybe for you 4 drops is too much. You just stick on 3 drops, you know, it works. But in this way, increasing gradually, you can check the reaction of your body. You're not gonna have surprise. You know what I mean? So this protocol, I heard so many different protocol using turpentine, and for me, all of them, they were too aggressive. Only this protocol for me makes sense, because it's according to my experience and to what I do with my clients gradually, you know, slowly.
It totally makes sense. We're such a society that we want. It's interesting. We approach this natural health, detoxification, cleansing, and healing the same way from the old system. Like we took a pill, we do it fast, we get like 3-day results, 7-day result, 5-day result. But then we bring that same mindset to this, whereas somebody recently gave me the image. I love images if you were renovating your house, if you bought an old house and before you moved in it, you were renovating it, it would take weeks. It might even take months, right? And so why at whatever age we are now, do we think that we're going to do this thing and undo years of damage? And it doesn't even have to be from medicine. It can be from stress. It can be, like you said, from traumatic events. It could just be from your life might currently be stressful. So we need to remember, like, we live one breath at a time. We eat one bite at a time. We cleanse and heal one moment at a time. Perfect. Okay, so you talked about parasites.
Everyone that is promised you a quickly fix is lie to you, because doesn't exist.
Yeah, I like something you said too, that in your 108 days, that how you you built a new habit. I remember reading, I was giving a talk somewhere, and you know how we've learned, like, you can change your habit in 21 days. There's a lot of research, even Harvard has done research, that's not true. It takes at least 8 weeks to build a new habit. Even, you know, unless like when you're little, right? But like, I've been thinking about my little 2-year-old grandson that he walks. I remember watching him learn to walk. They do that pretty quickly, but they crawled a lot longer before they walk. And the other thing that they don't do is they don't like judge the journey, right? Like they fall down, they get back up, and they just keep, and then next thing you know, they're running down the hallway. So like, if we just keep doing it gradually, I love that you kept talking about increasing what we're doing gradually. So the other 2 things were,
the
you
colon,
talked about the kidney,
you asked me.
The colon, and then somebody asked about the liver.
So basically, to heal, when I start, I remember I did a iridology reading, my first iridology reading, and I had, it shows that I had a leak on my colon, on my gut. And this is very common because of the diet, because of the habits, because of the medicine. It's very common to have a leak in the gut. So you don't need to panic for that. It's literally very common. Majority of my clients has too. And what we can do in this situation, for example, to fix the leak of the colon. Now I just did my iridology reading to check after 2 years and a half, and all the leak are gone. And what I did basically, and herbs that is very good for the colon, also to release the toxin and to fix the leak in the colon, and to take care about the colon in general, is aloe vera. No, but I don't know if, not everyone knows about that. Aloe vera is a very magic plant for the colon. Fresh aloe vera that you need to drink. I was drinking fresh aloe vera every day for at least 1 year. No joke. Every day. Fresh aloe vera juice and water. Drinking like that. And was like a life-changing.
So were you doing like a shot of it, or were you doing like
no, basically I was like going in a organic shop that was like preparing for me, cutting already in a small cube, piece of aloe vera. And me, I was like just blended this, make like a kind of smoothie with coconut water or water. And I was drinking. Finish. During my fasting. 108 days on juice, drinking this kind of juice of aloe vera with coconut and aloe vera, or water and aloe vera blended, because aloe vera is just gelatin, so you're not gonna break your fasting. It's just gelatin, it's water basically. So it was just blended like and it was also very nice for me to have something crunchy a little bit to in my mouth, you know. It was very nice feeling. So aloe vera, combine aloe vera with a laxative. For example, senna, you need to find the laxative that works better for you. That's why also generic answer. You can try laxative like senna. You can try laxative like cassia fistula. You can try psyllium acid, the protocol of psyllium acid and bentonite clay, for example, that is very useful for the colon. But always combine with aloe vera. because aloe vera also is very hydrate the colon as well. Hydrate the body and
Very
hydrate the colon.
hydrated.
So with the sometimes when we use the herbs to clean the colon, okay, sometimes we can just dehydrate the colon. So that's why we need to take in combine with aloe vera. So you give the water, the hydration to the colon, and then from the other side, you cleanse the colon. So balance, you know, this is the best.
Love it. Love it. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. The liver and the pancreas.
Okay. So basically, the pancreas, I use Dr. Moore's herbs always because I think is the best.
Okay.
For liver, I did the 7 times. For liver is very good, but also for the pancreas, when we are talking about green leaves, all the bitter green leaves.
Oh, okay.
Bitter.
Also, like dandelion would be a good one, right?
Exactly. Dandelion, but this is the, yeah, but I'm talking about dandelion is very good for the liver. Amazing solution for the liver, amazing tincture for the liver. One of the best one. I'm talking about also to eat or to juicy.
Oh.
Bitter green veggie.
Okay.
For the liver and for the pancreas, both. For the liver, I did also 7 times. Also this is like topics that someone criticize, someone is against, someone accepting, I don't know. For me, I'm telling you, it works because I did 7 times this protocol of Andrea Moritz. We can say that Epsom salt is not the best of the best. Olive oil is not the best of the best, but in this case, you use in combination and you use for a reason. And I did 7 times, 2 years, 1 year and a half, this protocol until I didn't at the first time. And I have also the video on my page about my releasing, my stone release. And the first time when I did, I got scared about the quantity of the stone and how big they was look like, honestly. It was like insane. And then I was like, in the way, like maybe it's just the combination with Epsom salt and oil and whatever. I was like in this kind of mood because I couldn't believe about how big was the stone. So I did for other 7 times, and more I was like doing and less I was releasing. So I stopped it because the last time I wasn't releasing nothing. So that's why for me it works, because I saw the changement gradually, decrease the number and how big the stone was. So that's why for me works, I can tell you. The last release, it was just sand. So that's why I stopped it.
Okay, thank you. And so I think, I guess you answered the pancreas, just bitter herbs, eat or juice them. So perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bitter
and
herbs.
The liver. Yeah, and Dr. Morse herbs for anyone that's interested in that. So let me see if there are any more questions here in the chat. And then I want to ask you about pancreas. Okay. Aloe vera during the juice fast. Yes. She said she did a shot of it. She put it either in water or coconut water. And I believe I heard you say you did aloe vera juice for a year during your one of your fasts. Okay, cleanses. Perfect.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about mindset. You are a psychotherapist, of course. So
yeah,
but either someone supporting themselves with therapy or not supporting themselves, things that we can do, one, to prepare the mindset for a long-term fast or just the cleansing journey period, right? Or the transition, if for those of us that are going raw for fruitarian, and also the mindset needed while you're on and maybe when you come off. So building the mindset, how we can support ourselves going into a long-term cleansing journey while we're on it, and then after we come off?
So you need to know yourself first, and to know your limits and your potential and your ego, because during the juice fasting, there will be many time when your ego will come up, you know, and will like maybe pushing yourself to do more, or you know. So you need to deal, you need to know yourself, and you need to know how to deal with your ego. This is the first. And second, you need to know yourself, how strong you are, because maybe you need to integrate with the therapy, and there is nothing bad. Or maybe for you, you need just to start to do meditation, you know. So it depends. Meditation is a very special tools that I recommend during the juice fasting. Actually, yoga, meditation, this kind of qigong, also this kind of discipline that involve also the mind, you know, calm down the mind. Singing bowl also, you know, like you do in dance, all this kind of discipline, holistic discipline that involve the mind, it calm down the nervous system. Another, for example, very useful tincture that you can add before going to sleep, that is calm down your nervous system, so powerful, is the lotus flower tincture, for example. This is
The blue lotus,
literally,
is it called blue lotus?
Blue lotus, exactly. This can help you tremendously to calm down the nervous system. And plus, I recommend always, to be honest, to start a therapy during the juice fasting, or before. It depends about the situation, you know. It depends about what you are suffering from, or which kind of trauma you have, you know. If you are suffering from anxiety, is different if you are suffering from a binge eating, because if you are suffering from a binge eating, there will be a huge possibility that you are gonna break your fasting as soon as you will have a craving, because you don't have any control. So in this case, I'm a little bit more worried, and I more recommend, for example, to start a therapy in this case, compared to maybe an anxious state that at least maybe he can just get the panic attack. That, I mean, I don't say that panic attack is fun, but at least you're not gonna take a risk to break your fasting and to kill yourself, because when you are in this kind of mindset of binge eating, you can break your fasting with everything, actually, and you can literally kill yourself. We know that sometimes happen, and then they blame the fasting. And no, you cannot blame the fasting. You blame the way how to do the fasting, you know?
Yeah, that binge mentality. So,
I don't start any, personally, according to my experience and my knowledge, I don't start any juice cleanse with a client that's suffering from binge eating and they don't want to do therapy before, because otherwise I'm going to put them in a very difficult situation. So I do for love. I don't do because I don't want to heal them, but I know the consequence. I know that you don't have the control.
Yes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And actually all of the things that you talked about are very supportive before, during, and after. And therapy can be working with a health coach, but you make some really important points here, Annabella, about the importance of someone kind of getting to know you, like learning about background, instead of like just signing up with someone and then them just giving you a little booklet and saying follow this,
or standard protocol,
you know. I'm not saying that they don't work for some people, but the thing about cleansing and healing and maintaining or thriving, I'd like to say, that I understand from Arik and Shelton and all of those other greats, is that it's a new lifestyle. This isn't a diet. This isn't a quick fix. It's about it's about getting to know ourselves,
Yeah.
changing our behaviors, the way in which we look and live, you know, and I love that you, even though I just used the word love, I love that your foundation is built on love. There's a line in A Course in Miracles in the introduction that says,
Yeah.
we're not really here on the planet to learn anything. We're here to simply remove the barriers or the obstacles to the awareness of love's presence that we are. And that is, I do find the cleaner our diet is, the more
Yeah.
aware of that, the more loving we become. So yeah, that you've been an amazing guest. Thank you so much. I don't know, what time is it there in Thailand? I believe it's the middle of the
Now
night here,
is
isn't it?
2 o'clock in the
In the
night
morning?
time, but I'm telling you, for me no problem, because I
I
sleep
know.
between 3-4 hours a night, so I can stay talking until 4-5 o'clock, literally. This is thanks to the juice. I have so
Yes.
much free time that I can do a lot of things, you know. That's why, I mean, it's a bless for me.
Yeah, you are.
Literally. So you see how I'm awake. It's 2 o'clock in the night time, but
Yeah, you're wide awake and full of energy. I know, I see you all the time. So before I throw out to anybody, let's talk about a few ways people can contact you, and then I'll throw out one more time to see if anyone has any more questions. So you said your Facebook page. Is your Facebook page under your name, or is it a different name? And I'm going to type chat.
I will send all the content about Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook page. My Facebook page, I'm active every day, basically because Facebook page is more like interactive, you know, so that's why. But I am also in Instagram and YouTube. The name of my page is a Fruitarian psychologist in Koh Phangan. So like, is like a symbolic of me. And the same name I have on Instagram and in YouTube. So I will send you anyway the link so people can reach me out. And yeah, they can just, if they have more questions or whatever, they can just, I'm open to do again if you want, no problem for me. It's just a pleasure. Otherwise, they can text me, they can send me a message.
Okay, and that's exactly what I was going to ask you. And the best way to send you a message would be either on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah,
or
Facebook Messenger.
Okay, or on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Are there any more questions? Did anybody else want to ask something? Thank you so much. You've been so generous with your time and information. Oh, I think pleasure. Somebody did have one more question. They asked, could you give some examples of bitter leaves?
Of bitter leaves?
Yes.
Maybe you can just help me with the English, because I don't know the English translation with bitter leaves.
Okay, sure. I'll be happy to help you, love.
Give me some example in English of bitter leaves so I can tell you yes or not.
Let's see. Let me think for a second. Anybody in the group can throw out too. Dandelion was just the first thing that came to mind. That's
we have
bitter.
kale also. Kale,
okay. Yeah, kale.
Kale. Then it can be kale.
What about mustard greens?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very nice this. And in Italy we have yeah, all the family of kale basically, because we have a curly kale, for example, no?
Yes,
curly kale, exactly. Curly kale is one of the best because it's very bitter, if you think.
Okay. And there's you said green ones. I thought I heard someone throw something out. Was that you, Arik? What did you say?
No, wasn't me.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard someone else. Okay. Well, I'll look up some and then I'll send them to you, Annabella, and you tell me if that's it. And then I'll add that in the group as well. So I'll add her YouTube channel. I just put the name in there. The name of her Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channel is all the same. And I just posted it there in the group chat. Okay. Thank you again. You've been just a blast. I love you so much. We really appreciate all of your knowledge and your experience. And I know no one's asked you this, and I haven't thought to. do you like set a date? Like you're on day 249. Is there a certain day you're going to, or you'll just stop when your body says enough?
So I have a goal to reach. I have a number to reach, just because also I believe a lot of in numerology. When I stop my juice fasting 108 days, I choose 108 days. So I choose the number 108 because it's a magic number, because of the mala also, no? I mean, it was like a number that I wanted to put in my life, to have in my life, you know? And this time I have another number that I want to reach because of the same reason. But I don't want to share because I don't want to put my ego. I don't want to put my ego in the process, you know. I just want to take day by day. I want to like ask to myself, to my body every day, what you want to do. And every morning I'm getting the same answer. My body just wants to go ahead, and I'm doing basically I'm drinking just orange at the moment. Here in Thailand, we have an amazing orange season. So my body just wants orange. So I follow my body, I follow my inner guide of the body, and then don't follow my mind, because this is the secret, you know. The mind can be very tricky sometimes during the juice fasting. And so always it's the best to follow the body, the inner guide. The body knows what to do. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. And when you do, one thing we didn't cover is, how do you recommend breaking a long-term or even a short-term juice cleanse? What's your process that you found that works?
So also in this situation, we have two questions, two possibilities. If we are talking about a person like me, for example, that is pretty much clean already, not even like me, but a person that maybe before started juice fasting, he was like not in omnivore diet, but maybe vegan diet or raw vegan diet. So pretty much already the body in a good condition. You can break with 100% of fruits, like papaya, like watermelon, watering fruits, you know, like the fruits that you want, but basically not fat fruits at all, just watering fruits. So the best is papaya and watermelon. If you are coming from a toxic body, so coming from omnivore diet, for example, I recommend to break the fasting not with fruits 100% like watermelon and papaya, or acid fruits like grapes, like orange, like not at all pineapple, not this kind of fruits. Just because they can be very aggressive for the body, I can recommend maybe to break the fasting with cucumber. That is neutral, is belonging to the melon family. So anyway is very watering fruits, but not so triggering like it can be papaya, watermelon, that are very detox fruits, or even astringent fruits. This is just because you can have a reaction, a strong detox reaction, and you can feel sick. So if you are very coming from a toxic body, omnivore diet, just break on cucumber. That is the best. Cucumber.
And would you recommend? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish your sentence, love.
Yeah, a cucumber, and then you feel because the body cannot get shock, you know, because it's just water. How can I say? It's just water, is not triggering too much. It's just calm down, you know. And then maybe you can have a little cucumber, then maybe you try a small bite of fruits, and then you see how you feel it. And then if you feel good, you can stay on fruits for a while, but you know, first a cucumber, just to don't get too shock to the system, you know. Yeah.
And the cucumber, do you recommend that they blend that, or we just eat
you can
it?
blend it. It maybe is better at the beginning, yes. Yeah, and then you can just buy it because it's water. Cucumber is literally water.
Gotcha.
And it's one of the best fruits actually that is so is one of the best fruits for the human body. I'm telling you, cucumber, because there is everything in cucumber, water and refreshing of water, no? And the body needs that. So that's why cucumber, sometimes we underestimate the power of cucumber. I'm telling you, nobody is talking about cucumber, but cucumber is a great fruit for the body. Literally great. Because sometimes cucumber, I notice that people are confused and they put cucumber in the nice shade, but it's not nice shade. It's just something totally different, you know. But you know how many times I got from my clients, but I know nice shade is not the best, but cucumber is not nice shade, just because they associate cucumber with veggie fruits and veggie fruit nice shade. No, I mean, cucumber is one of the best fruits for the human body, literally, and he belonging to the melon family. And this is also other people that not everyone knows about that.
Yes, thank you. I had a beautiful experience with that at the beach. But I see 3 more questions here. One is, does the quality of fruit matter? You said, I noticed that you said fresh a lot. So I think maybe they might be asking, are you saying fresh organic or fresh non-organic, or do you have a preference?
Of course, the best thing that you can do is to choose organic fruits. If you cannot have organic, you just buy ozono machine and you wash it with ozono machine, the fruits that are not organic. Or you can just also soak it in water and bicarbonate sodium. This is
baking soda.
Baking soda. This is release a lot of toxin. But the first choice is ozono machine, actually. This is works great. I always clean my fruits if I don't have organic with ozono machines, and works very, very great, actually.
And for those who don't have the water filter, which do you recommend to your clients, spring water or distilled?
This is a good question. So it depends one more time about the situation of the clients. So distilled water can be very dehydrated for the body as well. So it depends about the client situation, because both of them are still good. It depends according to the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we would just test it in our body and see how our body responds. Thank you. And also,
it depends about iridology reading.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And also, we'll share her contact for the iridologist that she partners with there in Thailand, because she does recommend them, and I believe you've shared about them on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
I'll get that information from her too and post that in the group. If not later today, definitely tomorrow, but definitely within the next 24 hours. So I have 2 more questions for you. How much juice do you drink during a day? Like, how much do you recommend? Maybe for the new juicer, the experienced juicer.
So at the beginning, you will always overdrink, and it's fine. I mean, can happen. It's okay. You don't need to judge yourself for that. I was overdrink a lot during my first juice fasting. During my first juice fasting, I was like drinking, I think, between 3 and 4, 5 liters a day. That was definitely too much for my body structure. But what is the problem is that when you drink, when you start a juice cleanse, a detox process, the body is still living from the memory of feeling super full that you have from the cooked food. So it's just something that you want to recreate because your mind is telling you that this kind of feeling is the right feeling to have. But it's not. We know that it's not the right feeling, but it's just like a kind of psychological psychological way to think about that. So at the beginning, everybody overeat because of that, because they have to feel themselves full. Then if you continue, more you are clean and less you drink, because you don't want to feel yourself heavy and overfull, you know. You switch, I switch completely, I change. Now for me, the feeling of feeling full, I'm not gonna looking for that feeling anymore. Before I was looking for that feeling, I was like addicted about this feeling. And then now is the opposite. Now I just drink until I stop to drink until I feel not completely full. Now is literally the opposite, because this is make me more light, make me more feel more energized, you know. If I drink too much, I just put myself down, you know, because I mean, I feel like heavy, you know. I don't want to have this, but it's a process. One more time, you will get to this, but it's a journey. At the beginning, you always overdrink. Now I drink between 1.5 liters and 2.5 liters, something like that. When I exaggerate, sometimes the orange are so good, I drink 3 liters, but then I feel like, oh, I should drink less, you know, but I drink just because it's tasty. So that's it.
Again,
but,
a beautiful reminder to lovingly listen to the body. Cool.
Yeah.
One last question for you here. How could you tell the difference between the mind or a craving and what you really need, what the body is really asking for? Ooh, that's a really good question.
It is an amazing question. So it depends about what you are craving for, because at the beginning I was craving everything, but was not healthy food. I started and I noticed that actually the more strong craving are related with the worms and parasites. I'm telling you, they are literally drive you crazy. So at the beginning of my journey, I was craving, I remember, tuna tartare. And this was very huge craving. I woke up, I remember, before having the first huge releasing, I remember I started doing the turpentine protocol first time. And because when you finish the protocol that I mentioned, you need to wait 1 week. And during this week, you have the worm release. And then you start again the protocol. So I was like in the waiting period after having the protocol. And I remember the day before the huge, my first huge tapeworms released, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was craving tuna tartare like a crazy. 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like walking in my balcony like a crazy, nervous, like I was just, they was just driving me crazy. No joke, because they was just almost died, struggling to stay alive. So they wanted me to feed them. But me, I knew that could be that like that. I didn't expect such releasing, I'm telling you, but I knew what was going on. So I was like just moving my body, try to release this kind of bad energy. I was feeling very nervous. I remember I was like shouting on my dog. That is not my style, shouting, but they literally drive you crazy. You can get nervous. You can, it seems like you have something that is not belonging to your body anymore, and they like control your mind and control your reaction. No joke. That's why you need to get rid from the worms as soon as possible. No joke, because it's a life-changing.
And so would you say, because in my experience, my body doesn't scream at me, and it's not like this loud voice. It's not that it's necessarily soft, but it's this nudge. It's just this knowing. Like, for example, I remember craving, I don't know if craving is the right word, watermelon, like for a couple of years, like every summer, like I wanted it every day. But it was really a gentle nudging from my body to
but this is something good.
Yeah, so, I didn't into it. And then this year I noticed I started, and before I knew it, like 3 or 4 months later, I had eaten watermelon every day. It was like, okay, I want watermelon. So I would get up and I would eat the watermelon, and it just felt like, it just felt like natural to me.
But this is not a craving. This is something that is coming from your body desire, you know? So you need to understand that if you are craving, if during a juice fasting, you are craving starch or you are craving animal products, it means that you are work on candida or you need to work on the parasite and bugs. Finish. If you are craving fruits, maybe it means that your body needs to break the fasting and come back to eat fruits. Finish. Just now, I'm just craving orange juice myself. I'm talking with you, and now I finished my orange juice. I'm looking for tomorrow morning to have my orange juice. Believe me, now I have this thought in my mind. But this is a good craving. If tomorrow my body will just craving papaya, I will just break my fasting and eat papaya. You know what I mean?
The body,
Easy.
yeah, that's beautiful. I was trying to make the differentiation, but I didn't want to use the word craving. That the body, there's a way that you know that it wants water, that it wants, there's a desire. I love that, because I've been eating oranges off and on since the middle of December. And every time I say, okay, that's enough mandarin, that's enough oranges. This week I just bought like about, I don't know, 50 pounds more. And I said, oh, how do I know this is what you want to eat? Because that's what I bought. But I kept asking. I was trying to put grapes in my cart and I took them out. I tried to fit other stuff in the cart and I took them all out. So anyway, so the difference is a craving. It's and not really so much the mind. It is coming from, like she said, coming from our gut and coming from our intestine and coming from our colon.
Yeah.
Whereas a desire to eat like a salad, like there was one day I was eating all fruit and my body just said, I need greens. I want a salad. And I was like, but no, that's not the plan. But I waited. And then I said, okay, you really want a salad. And it was amazing. But then I went right back to the oranges the next day. So anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for your wonderful questions. Go ahead.
Can I just say something related, the last things, because I think it's important. You inspire me about the greens. Majority of time, also during the juice fasting, you start to craving, to desire greens. Just because you can have a leak in minerals coming from a huge release of heavy metals. Because when you release heavy metals, you are gonna lose a lot of minerals out from your body. Few people, also this is a point that we need to clarify. And this is drive you crazy. Like it was happening to me as well recently when I was like introducing a shot of parsley and green shot, like a medicine for me, because I like drinking only orange juice. But I started to have this kind of a craving, salty craving during my juice fasting, and I know what was going on because I was like doing a protocol also to release heavy metal. So I had a huge release of heavy metal. So my body was like craving minerals because of the huge releasing of heavy metals. So in this case, you must integrate with salad or green juice. Yeah. So this is very important because the green, not because the fruit doesn't have the minerals, but just because the green has more minerals, and you need to integrate the minerals very quickly in this way, in this moment, you know. So that's why the minerals from the green is just something that you can fix this more quickly compared to the fruits. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Beautiful place to end. Thank you so much. Arik, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Okay, guys. So I just want to thank Annabella. Thank you so much, dear. It was enlightening.
My pleasure.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your experience. And again, we will put all the details below the video.
Yes.
I'll get from Alva all the details you want to be put below the video. And this video will be available tomorrow on the channel of a weekly fasting group. So even if you are not in our WhatsApp group, you just go on YouTube, type in weekly fasting group, you will get it. There are lots of inspiring videos there in addition to this.
Yeah, I see the channel.
Yeah, you will also find it there. Okay, guys, and thank you guys for coming.
So much. Thank you everyone for watching. Much love from Thailand. Bye.
Much love.
Much love.
Bye, amores.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye.